Today we're gonna learn a trick that will be very useful for dashboards. So I'm gonna teach you how to do a bar within a bar. So for example, here you have a completion of 56%. Let's assume that I make it 23%. You can see that the number changes and then the fill of this will change. Same thing if I do 78%, it just increases the fill. So how to do this, I'm gonna show you. First of all, we need to write here, for example, 70%. I'm going to do 100% here, which is the full bar. And then here I'm going to multiply it by 100, so I get the 70, and I put the percentage on its own. And you're going to see why I'm doing this. The next step is to select those two and then do insert. Then we can click here, insert a 2D column. We're just gonna move it a little bit here. We click on chart title, we press delete. We click on the grid lines, we press delete. Then we click here in the bottom, we press delete. Here I have an axis that goes from 0% to 120. I don't want this. I want it to be capped at 100% because my completion percentage goes from 0 to 100. So I double click on this and I'll get this that will open. If this is not open, you can also right click here. So you select it, you right click, you do format axis, and then you get it. Here I have the bounds. I have minimum, I put 0, it was automatic, but now I put it manual. And here instead of 1.2, which is 120%, we can do 1 and press enter. You get those reset buttons, which means you have done this manually. Once this is done, I have to manipulate this. I want this to come on top of this one. So how do I do this? First of all, I right click here, I do select data, I do switch row and column, so I get two series. Then I'm gonna give a name for those series just as a best practice. So I'm gonna say Gauge here, and here I'm gonna click edit and gonna say full. So you have your two series, you are fine. I want to make full behind Gauge. So I'm just gonna click on it, click here up, and then I have switched them. And why did I do this? Because if you click here on one of them and you go to this, and then you have series overlap. If you do 100% overlap, you can see that the blue is in front of the orange one. So if I had them in the opposite way, like this, you can see that the blue is behind the orange one. So this is why I've done this. The next thing I need to do is this gap width. So I'm gonna make it 0. So it will take the full area of the chart. I'll click on the axis, delete the axis with the delete button, make this way smaller. I'll bring it here, and then I need to play with the colors. So the first one, the big one, I click on it, right click, I have fill and outline. Fill, I want it white. Outline, I want this color. So you can choose any color that you like. I'm gonna do the same for this one. I click on it, right click. Now the fill, I want this color, and then the outline, the same color. So I have now my bar, if you see here, it is similar to this one or to this one. Now the only thing I have to get rid of is borders. So I click here on the borders, I get this, and I say no fill and border no line. So I have now this image. Let's start to add this 70% and the percentage. So we go insert, illustration, shapes. I have a text box. I can put it here, for example. And then I don't type anything. I just go to the formula bar. I do equal, and I select this 70. I will do the same for the percentage. So I click here, insert, illustration, shape, and then I do percentage. I go there, I do equal, and I select this cell. Now, why didn't I have one which has both of them? I will show you. If I do insert, shape, and I add one, and I do equal this one, the problem I would face, let's make it bigger, is that if I want to put this bar here, let's take it and put it, let's assume I'm putting it here. Once I change the percentage, let's say I make it 100%, this percentage is moving and I don't want it to move. So this is the reason I have separated the percentage and the 100 number. So let's put 56 here. Let's move them next to each other a little bit. Now I want to make them bigger. So I'm going to press Control, keep Control pressed, and then select both of them. Then I click here to make them bigger. We're going to check, for example, 48. Then we move this here. So now if I change something, for example, I do 100, you can see that I still have a problem. So I'll just move it like this. And then now I can put 0%. I can put 56%. You can see that I don't have anymore this problem. So next is coloring this. So that's very simple. I again select them. I go to home. I choose the same color I have here. Next, I want to make a border. So I select the cells. I click here and then I can select a color. So for example, I want this light gray to make it nice. You can select the color that you want again. The last step is to add this here, right? So this is a chart. It doesn't move, it doesn't rotate. So what can I do here? So I can select the cells behind the chart. Then I do Control C, which is copy. And I don't paste it normally. I click here, I go to Paste Special, and then here I have linked picture. So this picture now will start changing with my chart, which is a key thing that you have in Excel. If you copy the chart, you won't see this option. So make sure that you select the cells behind the chart. You click this, and then you get your linked picture. So now you can move your picture, you can make it smaller, you can do so many things. You can see that I'm gonna just fit it here. I'll fit it here also, make it a bit smaller. And I cover this percentage. And there you go. So now if I change this to 23, you can see that this changes also. Now if you want to change something in this, you need to change it in this graph. So if I right click here and I do my fill, I want it as orange, you see it will reflect automatically here.